Steeler Nation, we are back this week with a draft frenzy and a special guest today we have on. Not going to give that away because we're going to be talking to him here shortly. Michael, how are you today?
I'm good. You know what? I always find it funny. We say not going to give it away, which we don't. We like do our own teaser for ourselves, but it's always like in the title anyway. So I think people know, but I guess some people are listening on the podcast or maybe just oblivious and just hit play anyway.
That's true.
And so they don't find out till we bring somebody in. But it doesn't. I just literally for the first time probably thought about that, and it gave me a chuckle.
Well, we're good for that over here at Steeler Crazy. So just wanted to talk about our new partnership. If it comes up on the screen, that would be awesome. And basically, we teamed up with Manscaped, join over 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Make sure you use our code 6Steelers for 20% off, free worldwide shipping at manscaped.com. Don't forget to use the code 6Steelers. And I guess you can say now about 7,000,004. Hopefully that number is like 400 now. Saving men all over the world. Manscaped, it's your own personal, I guess you could say lawnmower, lawn trimmer, however you want to do it. But just take care of that area down there. Single men, go out, do your thing, feel your best, have the confidence that you're going home that night and you're living your best life.
Tell you what, ever since they became our sponsor, we've seen hundreds of packages sold through us. So really, really happy to have that success rate and keep it up.
Most definitely. Sammy, let's talk some Steelers football for Draft Frenzy with a special guest. Hit play.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Steelers Crazy.
Aaron Smith shields. Flacco, Polamalu takes it home. Super Bowl 43. Pittsburgh might be bound for that thanks to number 43.
The sickest Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. Sports entertainment like no other. It's gonna be sick.
The draft is coming up Thursday. We are excited to bring on a special guy that we know, Mr. Kory Curtis, Gannon QB, and NFL draft prospect. Kory, how are you today?
Good. How about you?
Hey, man, we're happy to have you on. I know Mike has some questions, and then he'll throw it over to me. And just doing the research and being, a local guy, I just really love your story, man. And just know over here at Steelers Crazy, no matter where you go, we're going to be rooting for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mike?
Yeah, man. Excited to talk a little bit about how you got where you currently are. So let's shout out Island Coast, man. You dominated down here, kind of where I am in South Florida, Cape Coral area. You head to Ohio State, man. First of all, what went into that decision? Why Ohio State?
So I had a couple opportunities to go other places. I decided to take a chance because Coach Day just came from the 49ers. They were saying that they were going to change their offense a little bit to be more pro-style. And then Coach Meyer was one of the only coaches that he was like, hey, go home and pray about it. Like, make the best decision for your family and, like, kind of put it in God's hands. And, like, that hit me straight in the forehead. That's something that, like, mattered to me a lot. So I went home, prayed about it. I just kept thinking about it, and I just took a bet on myself.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say when you look back at the entirety of it, it certainly paid off and will pay off moving forward. I do want to talk about the quarterback room. Of course, everybody knows about Joe Burrow. Dwayne Haskins as well, man. It's obviously something that as a Steelers-specific podcast, we want to touch on. We think about him all the time, man, in Pittsburgh and whatnot. And I know this probably isn't all that easy to talk about, but you have in the past, and you had a pretty special relationship with Dwayne, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And what kind of guy? I mean, what kind of guy was Dwayne? What are some things you learned from him maybe as a quarterback and as a person?
Yeah. So me and Dwayne were pretty similar when it comes to like calm. We don't really like to like speak to everybody. He taught me how to be able to lead. Without like having to speak too much. Like, I mean, I can speak, but like, it's more of those things like we lead by example, and we're gonna do everything the right way, and we're gonna be good role models for everybody around us. that's something that I know that he was super serious about, and I know it's something that he was getting more back into before he passed away and everything like that. So I know him as a person. He was a great guy. I remember I didn't have any money. He would help me out. I remember I was struggling with losing weight, and so was he. So he would wake me up every morning. We'd go at 5 a.m. To the Woody, and we'd run extra, and we'd get in the hot tub together, and we just pushed each other for the whole entire time that we were there, because that's something that we struggled together with. So we struggled through that, and we became closer than ever. And I talked to him after every practice. I'd send him my film. We'd go over what he thought I could do better after games. So yeah, he was a good dude, always there for everybody, like one of the best friends I've ever had.
Thanks for touching on that. No, it's not easy. Rest in peace, of course. Always thinking about 3 here in Steelerland. All right, let's talk about your continued journey, man. You make your way to Bryant, eventually over to Gannon, where you just take off. First of all, you kicked my IUP Crimson Hawks butt. As a Crimson Hawk alum over here, I was happy to have you on the show. But that one, of course, tugged at the heartstrings a little bit, but certainly contributed to your success. Talk to me about that whole transition, man. I know obviously that's something when you're traveling from program to program. You're learning new playbooks, you're learning new styles of offense, of course. So just tell me about adapting.
Yeah. So my dad always kind of preached that you have to adapt to survive. Like anybody that can't adapt gets bent out of shape. So that's something that I had to do going to Bryant. At Bryant, it was less of an offense like Coach Day ran and stuff like that. It was more of like an RPO. We're going to run the quarterback, stuff like that. And that's something that I had to get used to. And it's something I did get used to, and it helped me with my decision-making here at Gannon. And so I think that just being able to go through all these offenses and learn them and get them down will help me in the NFL, like learning playbooks and everything like that.
Definitely. You had a great career at Gannon, but you weren't invited to a pro day. How did you get into Duquesne's pro day?
So I performed at the FCS Bowl, and that's when I first met Mike Butler. And he was like, hey, he's like, I never heard of a Gannon University or anything like that. He's like, so how'd you guys do this year? And I told him, yeah, we did pretty good. We had a school best record. We beat the number 8 team in the country at the time at D2, like this, that, and the other. And he's like, okay, I'll keep an eye out for you. He's like, are you going to attend the CGS game? And I was like, yes, sir. And so that CGS game, I had some great guys around me, so I was able to throw 4 touchdowns at that game. And then he was like, hey, what pro day are you going to? I want to see you work out. And I was like, well, actually, I've been trying to get into pro days. And I'm just having a hard time. No one wants to accept a quarterback. Either the school has their own quarterback or they're bringing the junior quarterback. No one wants to bring another school's quarterback. And then I couldn't go back to Ohio State. Obviously, they have C.J. Stroud. So I was like, well, I have nowhere. And he was like, well, let me make a few calls. And so then him and someone else called Duquesne. They got me into Duquesne. And so the rest is history from there.
That's awesome. We learned that the Steelers, amongst other teams, pulled you aside and wanted to work you out privately. What did they say to you, and how did that go?
They were kind of just they were like you showed us what you could do. We knew that you had a strong arm, that you're a big physical type of guy, but we didn't really know if you could move outside the pocket and stuff like that. So that was something that I was able to show them. We rolled out a lot, throwing on the run. Different stuff like that. And so one of my issues that everybody kept saying was a knock on me was my platform. It was too wide. So that's something I worked on, and then they were able to see it in person. They were like, oh, you really worked on this, that. So it definitely helped out.
Definitely. Well, this is, I'm sure you're like this over, we cover the Steelers and stuff that's been going around about yourself is because of your size and play that a lot of people are comparing you to Big Ben. Did you watch Big Ben growing up, and what does that mean, just being a local guy, because Gannon isn't too far, just to, have that comparison, going into the whole NFL draft and, starting the next step in your career?
So, yeah, my whole life I've been compared to him. I've always been the strong quarterback, break tackle. So, yeah, absolutely. I've watched him all the way up growing up, and then being compared to him is just a blessing. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, so just being able to able to be even in that in the same sentence is kind of cool. So just hopefully I can continue just to keep getting better and better and be able to follow his footsteps and be able to go to the Steelers, do good wherever anybody needs me.
Most definitely. Mike?
Certainly have that Ohio tie to a degree too. Big Ben,
Yeah.
obviously a Miami of Ohio guy. All right, one other thing, Big Ben.
He's also part owner of the Cleveland Browns, so maybe you can be the next owner.
Well, yeah. If anybody's taking that seriously, there might be somebody out there that was like, "Really? He bought the Browns?" But I know Jordan was talking obviously about his ownership dominating them in his career, which certainly is true. Kind of like Kory did in my IUP Crimson Hawks. Anyway, so
He
another
took
thing
that
Big
to heart,
Ben
Kory.
did-
He took that to heart.
No, it's awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I forgive you, man. It's been a while for me anyway. However, Big Ben, on occasion, did some punting for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
You know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
So you did the same, man. We're thrust into that role a little bit. You got to tell our viewers about that. How did that transpire?
So yeah, so like at Ohio State, how I was able to like travel and like be part of the team and get like quality reps and everything like that is I was kind of like a utility player. So I'd punt, I'd be out there with Drew Chrisman and all that type of stuff, which is a Bengals punter now. And so then I'd punt with them. And then I got here, our punter from Australia, he like moved back. And we were like, well, we don't have a punter. We didn't recruit one because we thought he was going to be here. So I was like, hey, yo, coach, I'll do this. And he's like, no, like, I'm not going to let my quarterback go out there and get hurt. I was like, coach, I got you. I promise. I said, I'll one-step it. I'll just get it out. And I was like, you can trust me. Maybe we could put some like fake plays in and stuff like that. And he was like, okay, well, we'll try it out. So we went out to practice, and he was like, yeah, so you're going to be our punter. And I was like, yes, sir. So ever since then, I just punted for us, and I'm just glad I could help the team.
Wait, did you guys run some fake punts? Did you have some opportunities to?
One time we ran one time it was completion. Our outside receiver had to come back, and so it was just like an easy completion.
Yeah, defenses are probably like, all right, we know what might go down here.
Yeah.
we got a star quarterback back there. Let's chill out and hang out in a safe zone back here on the punch coverage. Hey, I'm also just curious. You got to hit me with this. Would you rather down a punt inside the 5-yard line or throw a touchdown pass?
It's all about field position. So I think I like down on the punt, but I like also throwing a touchdown. So it's tough.
That's funny. Both are like great feelings. Both are, I'm sure, like hitting
throwing a touchdown's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Definitely. So aside from football, tell us a few things, that our viewers can learn about you that we may not know. It could be hobbies. It can be, anything that's on your mind. We always just like to ask, life is bigger than football, as we know, and we are the Steelers Crazy Sick podcast, but we just like to, give the platform to you to just let our viewers know,
Yeah, I mean, I'm a homebody. So I like staying at home. I like hanging out with like my fiance, my dogs. We go on hikes. That type of stuff.
Congratulations! Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate it. I like hooping. I like going to shoot hoops all the time.
Yeah.
I just like hanging out, having fun, that type of stuff. We're foodies, so we go out to eat and stuff like that.
I'm the same way, low key. I just wanted to ask too, like preparing, getting ready, whatever may happen, the next step in your career, like what is your daily routine? We always like to ask, we had other draft prospects on our show, and I think it's always so interesting to see the routine of someone who's taking that leap to the next. And I think that our viewers would really enjoy that.
Yeah. So like, I get up in the morning at about 5:15, 5:30ish, going around with my dog, go back home, shower, eat, make food for my fiance.
Is your dog training for the draft as well?
For the puppy bowl. For the
No.
They do have a puppy bowl at the Super Bowl.
That's crazy. He's athletic, but like, he's a mess. I got to get his energy out of him.
Yeah, I hear you.
And then usually make food for my fiance because she's getting up, getting ready for class, stuff like that. And then while she goes to class, I drop her off at class and I go work out. Then I come home, do schoolwork. And then when she'll have practice like 3:45, I'll go throw at 3:45. And then I work out again, get in the cold tub, start doing treatments, stuff like that, and then come back home, we eat dinner, just watch movies. Do you have anyone like specifically like that you're training with, like a quarterback coach or like any coaches from Gannon, Ohio State, or anyone that you know? Yeah, so I've been working out with Riley Murphy. Coach Murphy, he's a coach here at Gannon. He played quarterback. He had a couple of tryouts with NFL teams, played in Canada, played in the Indoor Football League. Really knows his stuff. So I've been working out with him on the field throwing. I've been having like my receivers come, and they've been coming and throw with me. So I have like KB. He was my main receiver this year. He almost had 1,000 yards receiving. He'll be a prospect next year. He's very good. Anthony Mobley, this kid named Day Day. So I've had 4 or 5 receivers that come, and we just work through it, go through everything, and then we look at the film. And we see like what I need to work on, do my stride too much, stuff like that. And then in the weight room, I kind of just been doing the workout plan that I did at Ohio State. So it's more of like quick stuff, lightweight, a lot of reps, trying to get cut, trying to look better.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I love it, man. Trust the process. You'll do great things.
For sure. I appreciate it.
Mike, you have anything?
No, man,
else?
other than appreciate you, like Jordan said, we'll be following the journey. Always rooting for – listen, PSAC guys over here. Let's go, baby. Good stuff.
Yeah.
We're rooting for you.
Definitely.
Rock and roll, man. And
I hope to see you in black
we'll
and
keep in
gold, but
touch.
no matter where you go, you know, we'll always support you, man. But definitely if you do become a Steeler, we'll definitely have to have you back on.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully I can get 3 too, so I can like do it for Dwayne, you know? That'd be
Yeah.
I love that.
That would be amazing, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dwayne. 3 forever, man. All right, man.
Corey, appreciate you, man. Awesome stuff.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Thank you. Best of luck.
You got it.
Yeah. Man,
All right,
just
Jordan.
we'll just a really,
wrap
really
this up.
good
It's been
dude.
fun. Yeah, it's been a fun
Yeah,
ride, really has so far on our NFL draft series, man. If you haven't checked out all of our episodes, I know I was rehashing some today on Twitter. We have had nonstop draft coverage for about 3 months now, honestly. Player profiles, of course, like Kory. We've had guys like Jared Clark, inside lineman from Coastal Carolina. Joey Fisher, another PSAC guy from Shepherd. Can't leave out of
Dayon
Henley. Yeah, great.
I think the
inside
Steelers are going
linebacker
to take
over
him
from Washington State. They certainly could. I mean, he fits that athletic profile. Would go, would fit really well with a Cole Holcomb and a Landon Roberts, who are
and we just had
2 guys who aren't going to cover
Ryan
as
Flower
much.
just gave his flowers to Cole Holcomb, so make sure you check out that episode as well. Really, really good insight on some of these guys. When we have these
Sam
draft
Munson.
guys, yeah, I mean, when we have these draft guys on, Pro Football Focus guys, I mean, it's just like, go ahead and talk, man. I'll ask the question and you take it away because they're just so knowledgeable, and that's what we're here for on this sick podcast, Steelers Crazy.
We just had Dave Damshek on the show. If you hadn't watched that show, go back and watch that show. We just dropped
Big Dave
last week, so make sure everybody checks that out. Amazing. One of my favorite shows, honestly.
True
the nicest
Yenzer.
guy. There were so many things we talked about last week with Dave Damshek that just like have resonated with me, and he's hilarious. He has an insanely cool background in terms of everything he's done. Just in a Pittsburgher, true and through. Yenzer, baby.
Yeah. Hey, well, this is the Draft Frenzy. We appreciate everyone for tuning in, and we don't stop because before you know it, the season will be here, and we go all year round. So thank you guys for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcast. This has been another great episode of Steelers Crazy Sick Podcast presented by Manscaped. I am Jay York Football. This is Mic'd Up Sports 1, and yin stay crazy, but make sure you subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Manscaped.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Steelers Crazy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.